I think me saying Yeva Zalwani, starting with this one, makes more sense because this is the gospel edition of Opinionated. So, Yeva Zalwani, welcome to Opinionated podcast with Madam Speaker and friends. Ndou, ever since you said you don't know how to say opinionated, now I have a problem with saying it myself. I'm not happy with you. But anyway, this is a special edition of the gospel side of things because obviously, you know, we love gospel and I'm not going alone, of course. There's always people. This special one that is across me, I'm going to allow her to introduce herself so that we can just take it away. My darling.
Hey, honey.
How are you?
I'm good.
Hey, you like to be serious about life. Yeah?
I'm a serious girl, man.
Okay,
That's
Sarah.
why I'm here for this edition of the Gospel Part.
Please introduce yourself to the people.
So, hi, everybody. I'm Mthethwa Maluleke, also known as Tinsibel, not Tinsibella.
Sure.
Tinsibel.
I used to say Tinsibelle.
Yes, no. Tinsibel.
Okay.
And all of that was because I was hacked. And there's a lot of Tinswalos. And I needed to get back into the socials because of what I do.
Okay.
I am the owner and founder of PM Marketing Solutions, where we do events, we do strategies, we do a whole lot of not only just related to gospel, where gospel is our big niche, but we do all-rounder. We're a one-stop shop that creates magic.
Don't you feel like working with gospel is more like eating stock also? Because you are feeding from, you are at the job, you're working, but you are feeding from the stock. Doesn't it feel like that?
How so, though? How so, madam? How you know, stalker in my mind already, I'm thinking the stalker, which is the wrong stalker, which is not the
Yo, Jesus. Hey, amen. No, that's not what I mean.
Yeah.
Hey, but anyway, let's not talk about that today. But what I mean is that, you know, when your job is to sell sweets, and you're eating the stock, the sweets, because it's something that, you know, so that's what I mean. Because with the gospel, is if you're a Mzalwane like me, even with the people that I've worked with in the gospel field, right? When I have to go to the concerts, it doesn't feel like a job, you know? So it feels like, I'm here because I want to be here and I'm a big fan of gospel concerts. I just love gospel music in general, you know? Maybe because I was once in the worship team or whatever, but also I feel like that's one thing that really connects me. So even if I'm going there for work, it doesn't feel like a job. It feels like I'm just there to enjoy like other people. So that's what I mean when I say that you're eating the stock.
I am, definitely. Now that you've said it, it's that, right? I'm eating the stock because I'm passionate about it. So when you have passion over something, you go there and you're working, but you're not working. So it's that, you know, that thing where they say you do something because you really love it.
Yeah.
And other things don't even come in. You don't think of that. So having to go to the gospel, yes, you're working, but you're working on something that you love and you're enjoying. And yet, I don't like this thing of being the frontliner. And I think that also then makes it, puts me in a much greater space because then I can mingle and sit anywhere and I'm still dancing. You won't know me. It's just one of those. And when it's PM also, because PM is the one, yes, Ntswalo may be the one, the company who's running it, but it's PM. And credit to the team that I work with.
Yeah.
That are the backgrounders. So we're there, we're eating stock, we're having fun, we're getting free entrance.
Now you are agreeing to eating stock.
We really eat, yes. That's what I'm saying, we do eat it. Now I get the whole eating stock part, you know?
Yeah.
And, but again, it's doing it because it's something that we love. And because I love gospel, and I said, this is where I'm going to start it off at.
Okay.
Just...
Mara, it's not always that passion pays the bills. We know so many gospel artists that are not doing so well for themselves because of the passion. And also, you know, if you're doing it, it means God called you to do it, but it's not paying the bills. Then what?
Yeah, that's a
tricky.
That's a tricky one.
Okay, so you were saying that you work with a lot of gospel artists and with your PM marketing company, right?
Yeah.
What has been your most favorite so far?
Sure. I'm just trying to think of the one that I really loved. Sure. I've done a lot of work with Take, Ndou, just in pushing him on building on the socials and managing how to manage and maneuver that.
Okay.
Started with Cairo.
Okay.
That was one big achievement that I'm proud of myself of because I managed her And in managing her, it was right in the beginning of her career in the music fraternity.
Okay.
So it was big for me. And the success rate of it made me realize that this is where you need to be. And I can't sing to save my life, I feel.
Your ear is bad, my sister. I know. Like, no, you don't. I don't know how it's possible that you can work with such people who are so good and you are in this field, but you can't even hold one note.
No, now you are speaking. You are speaking. We don't know what. I don't want to get to that.
Are you allowed to have favorites though, in this work?
Yeah, I think I'm allowed to, right?
Who are your favorites?
Sure. Rofhiwa is doing so well with his music right now.
Okay.
Rofhiwa has been sleeping on his talent, and it's not necessarily sleeping on it. I think when you get comfortable in knowing that you're brilliant at doing what you do best, and there's so many other talents that you have,
Yeah.
and you don't know how to we won't say prioritize because we haven't had that, and I think it would be great if we have him and he tells us how he maneuvers his stuff and does things done.
Yeah.
That guy is amazing.
Yeah. I'm also a very big fan of Rofhiwa. And to a certain degree, I feel like, you see how we feel like the president is treating the presidency office as a side hustle?
Yeah.
I feel like Rofhiwa treats the gospel office as a side hustle, you know, but he's really brilliant. Like, you know, I always say that I feel like it's got an auto-tune somewhere here.
What do you call it again? What did you call it again after Take's recording when he did a number then? Eh?
Yeah, no, he always does a number.
Okay.
He always does a number. I always see on his socials where people will be saying, remember, it's not your show. Please don't shine. But also now, because this show is coming up on the 21st of December, the, what do you call it? Year-end function.
Year-end function.
Yeah, I think that's when at least now he must do the show off. Because how number two? Only show off.
Only show off that boy.
No, he's brilliant. I love his music.
Is it though, my sister? Is it a only show off, or this is generally who he is?
No, it's I feel like
generally who he is, right?
Yeah.
But man, I feel like I also was like, I stopped showing off.
No.
But then I thought about it, and I'm sorry to catch it and keep on interjecting, because I'm thinking, once you've got a talent and you've got a God-given talent and you go up there and do what God has assigned you to do, which is not what you are saying, okay, this is what I'm planning to do. God shines in you in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it seems like a show-off. But
yeah. No, it's
now
not a show-off.
God. It's not him doing it. It's now God taking charge.
Absolutely.
Of what it is.
Yeah. I was there at the recording. I actually saw that Take's album is complete now. It's out here.
Right?
Yes. I was listening to it in the morning, and for me, my favorite is obviously the one that he was with Khaya Mthethwa. And I always say this, that Take, when it comes to the music, is a genius. Absolutely. The composition is a genius, you know. So when you listen to his album, for me, I'm not really much of a fan of, you know, your praise and whatever music. I'm more of a worship type of person. Yeah. So when you said that you were doing Cairo, I love her. Like, I love that girl. Yeah. I love how she sings. Like, to me, Cairo, Rofhiwa, same WhatsApp group when it comes to just how they, you know, they're bottomless when it comes to just whatever it is that is in here when they take it all out, you know. But I want us to quickly go through what we should be looking out for now with what you're busy with. The current, give us a guideline. What do you call it? Gig guide of the gospel. So it's like
a gig guide, but I think more especially for it, it's for us to be talking about what's out there in gospel, right? What shows are coming up, which ones we're going to be attending. Okay. And what is our views on it? Let's rate. What is your favorite? What did you think lacked? What did you think? So my opinion of Ndou's one was, it was good, but I'm a praise girl. I've known Take to be a praise person, right? So I won't say it was disappointing, but it wasn't what I had thought I would get at the show. Okay. It was more of your worship, which you are a worship girl. So for you, probably, it would have been like, okay, I get it.
I suppose maybe we're looking at different things, because even that with me, I was not looking at the praise, at the worship side of it.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the versatility to say he's featured almost everybody. Like he
Yeah.
can go anywhere in the world and he can fit in with the type of people that he was collaborating with for that music. But I didn't actually think about it in that angle, Yauri. It's a worship type of thing. It still didn't feel like worship for me.
Is it?
Yeah.
But so I continued listening. So, and I've got a notes, which, I was going through the album and I was like, he starts off and he does his mother starts off and she prays. That was deep.
Yeah, that was deep. That was amazing.
That for me was like, this is the person that prays for you more than any other person, right?
Yeah.
And that blessing you can't get anywhere else.
You cannot buy, no money can buy
No
that.
money can buy with
Yeah.
parents, ne?
Yeah.
And I went on to it, and what she's saying now, that how he has incorporated so many people, that for me is pure talent.
Yeah.
Like I can't take it away from
Yeah.
him. He put Africa in South Africa. And I loved how he collaborated that.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that, sorry, because I took notes on it. He's done a lot of nice medleys of putting them together. His arrangements are good. And I think I had a talk with with you, where we said, this guy's arrangements, you can't take it away. His arrangements, his sound, his band, his instruments. I love the trumpet feel in most of the songs. I loved how he incorporated the medley. So it starts off being like, we're worshipping, and then goes,
sharp
and
curve.
it's a transition.
Yes.
Ne?
Yeah.
So that for me was very lovely. Khaya Mthethwa is another guy that I'm so obsessed with. I love Khaya Mthethwa from Idol's days, and trust you me, I voted for that boy. I got people to vote. Airtime finished, and whatever else that we're voting with, because he's also pure raw talent, and I love that he was incorporated in this album. Benjamin Benjamin is legendary.
Yeah. You don't even.
So I heard him and I was like, we can't fault that. That's who Benjamin is, right?
Yeah.
And that was good as well to have him. He also put in, is it Tsiko?
Yes, Tsiko Mal.
Tsiko Mal was there. And when I was listening to Tsiko Mal, madam, I was like, this is like a Takie to me.
It's like a mini HR.
It's a mini him.
Yeah,
And
but
I know that
Yeah.
he's taken a whole lot of him.
Yeah.
And even in the sound, I was like, even in the look, when he comes and appears, I'm like, Takie,
Yeah.
if you have that. Which is good. So for me, the album, if I were to give it a rating, 7.
Okay. I think I would give it I think the rate card is different for me compared to maybe having to rate Lebusa Khobela, because of what I expect and what she's gonna give me.
Yeah.
Because with Takie, literally for me, because I can't relate in terms of worshiping with his music.
Yeah.
The only thing that I can relate to, maybe it's because of my background in music, is just the compilation and how he arranges his music and the arrangement in general.
Yeah.
So because I'm only rating it on that and not on other things, I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Okay, cool. We have to wrap up now. These people are giving us weird looks. But anyway,
guys, don't be jealous.
before we close, I want you to quickly give me the ones that we're looking forward to, because obviously Lebusa Khobela, we'll talk about her some other time, because
sure.
her album is already out there. I'm a diehard fan of Lebusa Khobela. I'm a diehard fan of Sbu Noah.
Oh,
I love him. But I want you to tell us about what we should actually be going out there to see now in the gospel, because I agree it's your thing, it's your field, it's your playground. Who should we be going out there to look at?
Dumim Kokstad, the Spirit of Praise song. The one he's just released.
Yes.
Where every time I go on TikTok, that song, I was like to myself, am I starting to like it or overhearing it? But he killed it.
Yeah.
Those BBs, and I think we're not giving flowers to BVs
Yes.
like we should. And I think that's also one thing that we should look at in our opinionated on the gospel section.
Let me tell you, BVs are underrated, and the reason for that is because we focus on the main act. But if you check with people that don't have BVs, like your Mam Hlengi Mhlaba, then you will understand that they literally carry the artist.
Yes.
Because if you are singing like Mam Hlengi Mhlaba, you don't have anybody to back you up. But when you check the BVs who are singing for Lebo Sekgobela, who are singing for Takie, who are singing for Rofhiwa, you will understand that these people, in as much as this one is the brightest light in the chandelier because ingawe lendaba, mara these people, Aisha, I'm jealous now. Must give them their flowers.
Before we actually even go to where I need to finish off, with Takie as well, he featured Johnny Vilagaz,
Okay.
who's a BV.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I don't know him.
Listen to the song. I'm not sure what it is. He featured him. Johnny's a BV. Beautiful. So I loved that part of the incorporation. So my ratings are also, the album is a 7. How he did it strategically with getting people in, 8.5.
Okay. Alrighty. Give us the closing. The where, what should we look
What
out
should
for?
I? So definitely please look out for the Spirit of Praise album. Is brilliant.
Okay.
Even the intro song on that, the latest one, beautiful song. There is Tina Zungu and Ndou. So they're actually launching themselves now as a duo.
Wow.
They're doing their first recording on the 8th in Durban, KZN somewhere.
Yeah.
Which I'll share and we can reshare.
Okay.
Then we've got Rofhiwa Manyaga doing #It's a Year-End Function
I'm
on the
going.
21st.
I'm going.
So we're going there as well. And another one,
Dagada, I think also.
Yes.
Dagada
is doing a second part
of Final Bow.
Down. And he's saying we must wait and see what is going to be different. So I'm excited to see that. I'll also be around then, and I think you and I've literally caught her and I said you are going to do it with me because we're both gospel lovers.
Okay.
And so please catch and also just check out pages. Check out PM Marketing Solutions, Tinsy Bell, Madame's pages. We'll make sure that in some way or create something where we have that gospel and you can see what's happening and what's your views.
Yeah.
On
Because
everything.
every time people always come to me and be like, "Oh, you're only telling us when you go. You don't tell us beforehand." So I think this segment, I really appreciate you being here for this segment, so that at least it will give people that feel to say, "Look out, PM." That means the pressure is on you to make sure that you are the gig guide of the gospel side.
I will definitely do it, Han. I've got you.
Man. Thank you so much
I've
for
got
joining,
you.
Tinsy Bell.
Thank you so much, everybody.
You
Much
said the
love
le?
and happiness.
You said the le?
Please.
Tinsy
No.
Bell.
Tinsy Bell.
Tinsy Bell.
It's like a bell. I don't know if you wanted me to spell like a bell.
Why must it have an E at the end?
Because it's like, you know me and yes, you know me. But I just felt like it must have an E because I've got this Italian thing and Italians have an E and the pronunciation becomes something different.
All right. No, thank you so much. Abazalwane, you heard it for yourself. It's myself and Tinsy Bell on the Opinionated Gospel Edition. We shall see you on the next one. I look forward to this. Bazalwane, please support this one because if you don't support it, if it doesn't have views, we're not doing it again. See you on the flip side. I love you. God bless you. Mwah.
Love yours.